I do believe it is going to happen. Manny Pacquiao is going to win this fight. We all have that same dream as that 10-year-old boy. We conceive it, we believe it, and we are going to achieve it. You know what? Can't be done, won't be done, cannot be done. Tell that to Vinny Pazienza and all the rest of the guys and that 10-year-old boy. We can do it. We can. We will. We did. Yo, Ronnie, I did it! Thank you so much.
Here's a shy guy for you right there. Our next inductee, and Randy, this is your certificate. Our next inductee is from the non-participants category, those men and women who have made contributions to the sport apart from roles as boxers or observers, based upon a candidate's achievements and contributions in their particular field. A respected figure in boxing, and I can attest to this, a fan favorite here at the International Boxing Hall of Fame induction weekends past. He's got a big family here with him tonight. Kenny Bayless. That's right. Was born in Berkeley, California. Kenny was an All-American track star at Cal State Hayward before moving to Las Vegas in 1972, where he taught health and physical education for over 30 years. He began officiating as an amateur judge and referee in 1991 and was licensed as a professional referee by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Over the next 32 years, Bayless would officiate nearly 200 world title bouts, working with legends like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez, Christy Martin, and Bernard Hopkins. He's known worldwide for his signature pre-fight phrase, "What I say." That's right. In the non-participant category, the International Boxing Hall of Fame proudly inducts one of the sport's most respected referees, Kenny Bayless.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know, all this excitement can make me nervous. So, but anyway, let me say this. I want to say this first. I'm going to change how I wanted to start. And the reason why is because I've seen this video twice. I saw it last night or yesterday at the banquet, and they just showed it, me refereeing a fight with Manny Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton. And the reason why I want to share it is because we could see what was happening with them as far as what was going on in the fight, but you don't know what was happening to me. And I want to share that with you because of all the fights. I've refereed over 800 fights. And what I'm getting ready to share with you, I had never experienced before, never. And at the end of the first round, Ricky Hatton got knocked down twice. And the crowd was just going berserk. It was so loud in there for me, it was deafening. And I walked over to my neutral corner, and as I stood there, I could feel my heart racing. And I mean, it was racing, and this has never happened to me before. So I'm looking down, saying to myself, what is going on here? And it's still racing, and I know the 1 minute clock is winding down. And just prior to the bell ringing, I'm looking at my heart and I'm saying, heart, that bell is getting ready to ring. What you gonna do? And when the bell rung, it was like it all went away. I went back out, and as you saw in the video, Manny knocked him out at the end of the second round, which was great for me. But anyway, let me start with my journey. When I moved to Las Vegas, me, and I'm gonna mention my twin brother, and I don't know if you've seen him yet, but yes, I do have a twin brother. And if you see me with the name tag, then you know you got the right one. And I say that because he's been signing a lot of autographs lately. Taking a lot of pictures as well. He has. He's gotten out of control, and I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot that's gonna stop him. But anyway, I moved to Las Vegas in August of 1972, and in February of 73, I attended my first boxing match, which happened to be Muhammad Ali fighting a guy by the name of Joe Bugner. And to be in an arena and hearing hundreds of thousands of people saying, Ali, Ali, made the hair on the back of my head stand straight up. And at that point, I fell in love with the sport of boxing. After that fight, it was a tonic for me because every boxing match that took place in Las Vegas at that time, I was there. Now, could I afford to go to all those boxing matches? No. So I was finding unique ways of sneaking through back doors, putting on sweatsuits or whatever so that I can get in to enjoy this sport that I was starting to grow into. And then at one point I said to myself, what can I do in this sport that I know nothing about? And I looked at the sport and I said to myself, well, judging does not seem to be difficult. You just sit there and watch a 3-minute round and give your opinion as to who you thought won it. So I got into the amateur Golden Gloves, started practicing scoring, judging. And I would still go to the professional show. So when I took my scorecard, or at a professional fight, when I would score those fights, I would compare it with some of the judges there. And one of the judges I compared it with is a guy by the name of Jerry Roth. And Jerry Roth looked at my scores and looked at his scores and said, well, I don't know how good you're gonna do as a judge, but why don't you try refereeing? And as soon as he said that, the first thing that went through my mind was, refereeing? I don't want to get in there with those guys. And I thought about it and I thought about it and I said, well, why not give it a chance? What do I got to lose? So I asked a guy by the name, and I'm sure you've heard of it, named Richard Steele. And I asked Richard, will you show me how the art of refereeing? And Richard took me to the gym and started training me, and everything was just great. I couldn't have asked a better person to ask me about the skills and what it takes to be a referee. So now I'm at the amateur show, and now I'm refereeing and I'm judging. And everything was going great. It couldn't have gotten any better. Matter of fact, it did get better because a good friend of mine, and I thank him, his name was Johnny Lehman, and Johnny Lehman pushed my name to the executive director to become an inspector. So now it's really getting good for me because now as an inspector, I'm in the dressing rooms with Larry Holmes and Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler, and just getting the whole flow and feel of how the athletes prepare and what they do prior to the contest that they're being involved in. So I'm just thinking to myself, it can't get no better than this. It can't. So doing the amateurs, my stock just continued to rise as far as refereeing. I started out as a novice referee, and I worked my way all the way up to the open division. I was getting plaques and medals and all kinds of different things to represent the work that I was doing. Now, the only thing that I was waiting to do was to be what? Become a professional. Because in those dressing rooms, I had the opportunity to watch the Mills Lanes. I was in that dressing room to watch Davy Pearl and all the rough, and I took a little something from each one of them to mold Kenny Bayless. Now, when the time came for the athletic commission to appoint a referee, which I thought was supposed to be me, that did not happen. They gave that to someone else. And the top of my head blew off. And it blew off because of how angry I was, because I was supposed to be the next guy. So what did I do? I decided to write a letter to the commission and say to the commission, hey, look, commission, all these years I put into judging the amateurs and you overlook me like this? And I had a few other words in there that I'm sure that they wouldn't have liked if they had gotten that letter. They got the letter, but my wife, that's sitting right down here front row, took that letter and she said to me, if you send that letter in, you will never become a referee. So she took the letter and she cleaned it up. We sent it in and I became a referee. Now, one would think that things would get better, which I thought things would, but things didn't. Because now I'm the little guy on the totem pole, and the years that I was an inspector and meeting all these fighters, I'm juiced up because I want to be a part of refereeing Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe and all these guys. But because I was a low guy on the totem pole, it wasn't happening. And guess what? I started getting a little frustrated. Now I was getting more frustrated about it because I was energized. I wanted to be a part of all that, but it did not happen. And I turned into an angry bird is what I turned into. And nothing was right when I got an assignment to do a boxing card. And I was getting to the point to where I was thinking and debating about wanting to go back and be an inspector. I liked being an inspector. I did. But because things wasn't going the way I wanted it to, I would talk to certain people, trying to get their opinion, trying to get them to talk to me about, because the only thing I talked about was going back. They said, no, Kenny, you can't quit now. My mom always told me, she used to say, I hate quitters. I hate quitters. And that's what was on my mind. So anyway, I talked with a judge by the name of Patricia Jarman. I thank her because she said this to me, Kenny, we don't make fight assignments. The only thing we have to do is put it in the hands of the Lord. Now, have you not heard that before? Put it in the hands of the Lord. Give it to him. And as soon as I gave it to him, I had peace in my heart. I did. So the only thing left for me to do is be like Mark Ratner used to tell me, Kenny, just be patient. Your time will come. But at that point, I did get patient. But I was working and I was doing a fight at the Orleans. A fighter got hit. Second round, he went down. He did not get up. Called the doctors in. They took him to the hospital. He was suffering from a cerebral hematoma, which is bleeding of the brain, and he died. And that broke me to the point to where I didn't know if I wanted to referee anymore. And I thank Mark Ratner for putting me back in the ring to see how I was going to be affected by that. And I got back in the ring, and I aced it. Give it up. I aced it. And now I'm saying to myself, well, I've jumped a couple of big hurdles here. I think I should be on my way now. Now, all referees and judges, for referees, we have to get a physical and we have to get an eye exam. And when I got my physical and the results of my physical, I was diagnosed with cancer. And when I got that news, that was like the knockout blow. Cancer? As healthy as I am? Cancer? Well, I started looking up to the good man upstairs and praying real hard because I knew I had my wife on my side. That's a wellness coach and health educator. And 8-9 months later, I ended up having to have surgery, and my surgery was a success. There was nothing left behind, and there was no complaints about that. Give it up. I had that cancer surgery in 2004, May of 2004. In September of 2004, I get a call from the commission office because I'm going to be refereeing Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya. Guess what I did? I aced it. And if that wasn't enough, the next fight I did, which was 2.5 months after that, was Marco Antonio Barrera versus Eric Morales. And guess what? I aced it. And after that, everybody, my stock just started climbing and climbing. And for me, the crowning moment for me was when the fight of the century between Floyd Mayweather and that was my crowning moment. That was my crowning moment. And when I did that fight, I was in heaven, But listen, I want to thank all the inductees, not thank them, congratulate them. I would past and present, and I'm just thankful to the Lord for him watching over me. It took him, it took angels watching over me. I want to also thank my sons that are here and my family that is here. Thank you and God bless.
Congratulations, Kenny. Ladies and gentlemen, our next category is the Women's Trailblazer category, honoring fighters whose last bout took place no later than 1988. And Cat Davis is the very embodiment of what this distinction represents. A pioneer, a fighter, and a name that helped pave the way for generations to come. Cat Davis was born in Winfield, Louisiana, and was a standout high school student, athlete, and excelled in fencing. Drawn to boxing as a way to cross-train, she relocated to New York in pursuit of a fencing scholarship, but followed her passion for boxing instead. She turned pro in 1975 in Maine, but was denied a license in New York due to her gender. Refusing to back down, she filed a sex discrimination lawsuit against the New York State Athletic Commission. After a long legal battle that included other pioneering women, the court ruled in her favor. Yep. On September 19th, 1978, Cat Davis became one of the first women to receive a professional boxing license in New York. In the women's trailblazer category, we are proud to induct Cat Davis into the class of 2025.
Want to come up, or would you like to? I'm happy to bring you up if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
I can give you the mic.
I was gonna.
Want the mic right here?
No, no, I want to. Yeah. Hello, fighters.
Here's your ring. Here's your ring and your certificate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just said it right here. And I said, all you fighters, because just because you're not a boxer doesn't mean you're not a fighter. Everybody who's reached adulthood is a fighter. Well, listen, I just want to say a few words of after I was boxing. I studied and became a chef, which has been my dream. I started in my grandmother's kitchen, and she taught me a first recipe when I was 3 years old. So it made sense to be a cook. So for the last 45 years, oh my God, that makes me feel so old. Oh, that's right, I am old. Anyway, I worked for wonderful companies all over the United States, and the last 25 years I've lived in Africa. And one of the companies I worked with was superb. And I just want to let you know of one of their founding tenets. And they always said, you know, people won't remember your name. They may not even remember where they met you. But they will always remember how you made them feel. And I want to let you know a little bit of how you've made me feel. Spectacular! From the very first moment I walked, somebody opened the door, and it wasn't just opening the door. It was a big smile, and it was this graciousness and honor and respect. And gosh, I wish I'd had that when I was fighting 5,000 years ago, whenever it was. If we had had that kind of respect way back then, it would have made our job so much easier. You know, it feels, I'm lapping it up. I'm telling you, I'm trying to make up for what we didn't have way back then from the boxing community. And I'm going to tell you, I've got this beautiful ring here, and I asked them to make it big enough for my middle finger, because if I ever see those old white stupid men who kept us out of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... Thank you. I can't tell you how much this means to me. It's just, this is a dream I never even had, because we didn't know anybody was ever going to accept us. We fought in a daze outside the ring just to get inside the ring. So I want to thank each and other one, and I won't remember your names, but in the future sometime your face will pop in my head, and I'll just smile, remembering how you made me feel.
I'll bring you back if you like. There you go. Oh, yeah, sure.
I do remember a couple of names. I can't leave here without thanking Amazing Grace. Where are you? Anyway, you have, oh my God, just before we got here, we stayed on the runway at LaGuardia felt like a lifetime. And she was on the phone with us, and no, it's okay. We'll get you there. No, that's okay. Are you sure? I didn't think I'd ever get here. So, and of course, Ed Beaufort. I mean, really, where are you? Oh, listen, I Of course, everybody knows him. I'm not going to go on about him. But he answered all my questions. He just, you're an amazing guy. That's all I can say. You're wonderful. Well, I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm going to go sit down and enjoy the show. But thank you very much.
I'm going to bring this to you if you want. Go ahead,
Okay.
Kenny. Yeah.
Okay, let me hang
Put
on.
this together, okay. We'll be with you in a moment.
Now that's a trailblazer, huh? All right. All right, everyone. Now we move forward to recognize the inductees in the men and women's modern category, where the last bout was no earlier than 1989, and we begin with Anne-Sophie Mathis. Yes. Born in Nancy, France, she turned professional in 1995 and went on to capture world titles in the light welterweight, and light middleweight divisions. Renowned as one of the hardest punchers in women's boxing history, Mathis recorded an incredible 23 knockouts in 27 wins. Yes. Including a memorable 7th round stoppage of Holly Holm. She retired in 2016 with a record of 27 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw, and 1 no contest, with victories over top fighters like Cindy Serrano and Jane Couch. In the women's modern category, we proudly welcome Anne-Sophie Mathis into the class of 2025. Jessica Eleuterio will translate.
Hello, good morning, bonjour en français. Waouh. Je vais mettre mes lunettes. Ce n'est pas la victoire qui fait un champion, c'est le chemin parcouru, les chutes, les sacrifices et les gens qui vous relèvent. Bonjour à toutes et à tous.
Victory doesn't make a champion. It's the journey, the setbacks, the sacrifice, and the people who help you rise again. Hello, everyone.
C'est avec une immense émotion et une profonde gratitude que je me tiens devant vous aujourd'hui. Dans ce lieu chargé d'histoire et d'excellence, pour recevoir cette distinction que jamais je n'aurais osé imaginer à mes débuts, mon intronisation au Hall of Fame international.
It is with deep emotions and immense gratitude that I stand before you today, in this place steeped in history and excellence, to receive an honor I never dared to dream of at the beginning of my journey, my induction into the International Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Yeah. Me retrouver ici, dans ce lieu mythique du Hall of Fame international, c'est un honneur que je reçois avec beaucoup d'humilité et d'émotion.
To find myself here in this legendary Hall of Fame is a dream honor that I receive with humility and great emotions.
Ma carrière m'a conduite sur les rings du monde entier, avec passion, détermination et le goût de l'effort. J'ai eu l'honneur de devenir championne du monde dans plusieurs fédérations, dans 3 catégories différentes, et d'affronter certaines des plus grandes boxeuses de ma génération. Ce parcours fait de victoires marquantes, comme celle face à Holly Holmes aux États-Unis, mais aussi de défaites qui m'ont fait grandir. Je ne l'ai jamais vécu seul.
My career has taken me across the ring of the world, driven by passions, determinations, and a love for hard work. I had the privilege of becoming world champions across multiple federations in 3 different weight classes and of facing some of the greatest female boxers of my generations. This journey marked by unforgettable victories, like the one against Oleum in the United States, but also by defeats that made me grow, has never been a solo act.
Je suis fier de mon parcours, fier d'avoir été championne du monde, fier de mes combats, de mes victoires comme de mes défaites. Car chacune m'a construite. La boxe est un sport rude, exigeant, parfois ingrat. Mais il m'a tout donné, la force, la rigueur, le respect et une famille de cœur.
I am proud of my path, proud to have been a world champion, proud of my fight, proud of both my victories and my defeats, because each one helped shape me. Boxing is a tough, demanding, and sometimes unforgiving sport, but I gave me everything: strength, discipline, respect, and chosen family.
Et cette famille, permettez-moi de la remercier aujourd'hui avec tout l'amour que je leur dois.
And today, allow me to thank that family with all the love I have.
À ma maman, qui m'a toujours soutenue, même quand elle avait peur, même quand elle ne comprenait pas toujours mes choix. Ton amour, ta présence, ton regard dans le public, c'était ma plus grande victoire.
To my mom, who always supported me, even when she was scared, even when she didn't fully understand my choice, you love, your presence, the look on your face in the crowd, that was my greatest victory.
À ma fille, mon essentiel, ma lumière, tu es la plus belle motivation de ma vie. Chaque combat, chaque entraînement, chaque douleur avait un sens parce que tu étais là. Quelque part dans mon cœur, à me regarder grandir, moi aussi en tant que femme et maman.
To my daughter, my heart, my light, you are the most powerful motivations of my life. Every fight, every training sessions, every ounce of pain made sense because you are there, somewhere in my heart, watching me grow, not only as a fighter, but as a woman and mother.
Thank you. À mon frère, dans le silence, dans les moments durs, tu étais là, solide, discret, mais tellement présent.
To my brother, in silence, in the hard time, you are there, steady, quiet, but always present.
Et bien sûr, un remerciement particulier à René Cordier. Mon entraîneur, mon mentor, presque un deuxième père. Tu as vu en moi ce que je ne voyais pas encore. Tu m'as façonné, guidé, porté à mon plus haut niveau. Ton exigence, ton humanité, ta passion. Rien de tout cela ne serait été possible sans toi. Ce trophée, c'est aussi le tien.
To my friends, and of course, a special thank you to René Cordier, my coach, my mentor, almost a second father. You saw sometimes in me before I even did. You shaped me, guided me, carried me to my height level. Your standard, your humanity, your patience, none of this would have been possible without you. This trophy is you too.
Merci à Christelle Aujoux, mon agent. Merci d'avoir cru en moi, d'avoir porté ma voix, d'avoir su me représenter avec professionnalisme et cœur.
Thank you to Christelle Ojou, my agent. Thank you for believing in me, for carrying my voice, and for representing me with both professionalism and art.
Je tiens à saluer du fond du cœur tous mes sparring. Je remercie aussi tous les clubs qui m'ont accueilli au fil des années. Un clin d'œil particulier au club de Dombal Box où j'ai grandi. Partager les entraînements avec les amateurs comme avec les pros. Ce club est une famille, un esprit et une école de vie.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all my sparring partners. I also want to thank all the clubs that welcomed me over the years. A special shout out to Dombal Box, the club where I grew, where I trained alongside amateurs and pro alike. That club is a family, a spirit, a school of life.
Et merci à la Fédération française de boxe, à l'équipe de France féminine et masculine. Porter les couleurs de la France a toujours été un honneur immense. Je suis fier d'avoir pu écrire quelques lignes de cette belle aventure collective.
Thank you to the French Boxing Federations, to the women's and men's national teams. Wearing France color was always a tremendous honor, and I'm proud to have contributed a few pages to that beautiful collective story.
Et bien sûr, un grand merci à tous mes partenaires privés.
And of course, a big thank you to all my private partners.
The Hall of Fame, ce n'est pas seulement une consécration, c'est un symbole, celui de la persévérance, de l'amour du sport. Aujourd'hui, je ne rentre pas seul ici, j'y rentre avec chacun de vous dans mon cœur.
This Hall of Fame is not just a reward, it's a symbol of perseverance, of love for sport. I'm not entering this place alone. I carry each one of you with me in my heart today.
Je ne suis pas simplement honorée, je suis fière d'entrer ici, non seulement comme boxeuse, mais comme femme.
Today, I'm not just honored, I'm proud to walk in here not just as a boxer, but as a woman.
Merci à tous ceux qui ont contribué de près ou de loin à cette aventure incroyable. Ce Hall of Fame, c'est un peu de chacun d'entre vous. Je fais maintenant partie de la famille de la boxe du Hall of Fame. Merci du fond du cœur, merci à Abrofing.
Thank you to every who, from near or far, contributed to this incredible adventure, this Hall of Fame. It belongs to each of you too. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I have a new family, Boxing Hall of Fame. Thanks to Ed Brophy and Grace.
And Grace.
Our next inductee, Jessica Chavez, was born in Mexico City, Mexico. Chavez turned pro in 2006 and rose to become one of the premier female fighters of her generation. Chavez captured world championships in both the light flyweight and flyweight divisions, successfully defending her light flyweight 3 times and her flyweight title 6 times. Trained by the legendary Nacho Beristain, she compiled a remarkable 11-1 record in world title bouts. Along the way, she earned victories over world champions Esmeralda Moreno, Irma Sanchez, Areli Mucino, and Jessica Bopp. She retired in 2021 with an impressive record